Are there not also some fruit snacks
yes,
throughout the course of the week?
That's a separate program,
Yeah,
although
right.
that's been really a neat thing. One of the parents at Sunset Beach Elementary came to Kim Johnson and the principal at the time, and to me, Ruth Holmberg, and then to me also. Her name is Erin Delventhal, and she, had this great idea. Hey, we've got all this bountiful produce on the North Shore in people's yards. Why can't we collect it and sell it at a student farmers market? And so we've been doing that monthly at Sunset Beach Elementary. We collect it, we sell it after school. The kids get a hands-on, lesson on how to sell, on how to make change for the little kids, on how to display their wares so that they're appealing. There's all this marketing issues that the kids get to address. And then with the proceeds from that, it's usually after school. The proceeds, the parents come pick up their kids, buy a few vegetables and fruit, and we then serve the whole entire school a healthy snack.
That money
locally
goes
sourced.
into the
exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, so the profits buy the whole school a healthy snack. We do that every 2 weeks, and that's another set of parent volunteers who come and there's actually one man now, but I was going to say a bunch of ladies, but now there's a man who comes and helps, and we clean everything. Food safety is an issue. Dexter actually came and gave a talk about food safety issues and safe food handling practices, and we chop up vegetables. We've done cucumbers, we've done tomatoes, Ho Farms tomatoes. We've been doing lots of citrus from Poamoho Estates.
Nice.
So all these different farms, say, hey, we'll help you out. You can come pick it, or you have to purchase it, or whatever. And so we serve it in portions and deliver it to each of the classrooms.
And the kids are eating it.
And the kids are eating it, and we're doing all kinds of neat things. This parent, Erin Delventhal, is a graphic artist, and so she makes this amazing flyer each time with information about the fruit or the vegetable, where it comes from, the farm it comes from, the nutritional facts, everything. So it's been a real great educational experience and a great program. The kids love it. Oh, love the watermelon this morning. Oh, thanks, Auntie. Oh, Miss. It's really great. It's been a great program.
Good deal. And recently, the INEA's program, I was able to participate at Sunset Beach Elementary and Waialua Elementary, getting the gardens set for this next year of growing things. And it was great to see the kids there, the parents there. The involvement was really pretty remarkable. So with school gardening, I really like this idea of dedicating Farm to School Month in October. So let's talk about that a little bit. Nationally, Kaliko, do you know the history of that? Or it's been growing, and the federal government has now determined October to be...
Right. Congress designated October as National Farm to School Month this last year in 2010, and this October 2011 will be the first year that we'll be celebrating National Farm to School Month. So now there's a proposal for Hawaii to also designate October as
Thank
Hawaii's
you, Representative,
thank
for introducing it.
Thanks. I was
Thank you very much.
very pleased and very proud to be helping push this bill. It's a House Bill 1475. It is moving through the legislature pretty well. There's a companion bill on the Senate side that's going as well. So we're optimistic. And by designating October as Farm to School Month, all I can see is when I go to the school gardening programs, they're planting the crops when they come back to school. And then we can celebrate that. I mean, it's just a real simple concept, but I think a very effective way to help move the ball forward on this subject. And
very much so. We don't have millions or billions of dollars to spend in marketing. But what we can do to change children's behavior is develop a heart connection to where their food comes from. So things like school gardens, or tastings and salad bars, and just the opportunity to be around stuff kind of affects them. You become who you hang around, right? And so the more they hang around with fresh local products, and their friend is trying a tomato, like peer pressure starts happening. They start
in a good
eating
way.
it.
In a good way.
In a great way. And the Farm to School Month will give us the opportunity to even blow that up bigger, to celebrate as a state not only, or the connection of our farmers to our schools, present some opportunities for more schools to experience this. Or that is the hope.
Yeah, that is the hope. And now let's go into one other piece of legislation. This one's a little bit more challenging because it's actually requiring, at this point, the Department of Agriculture to get involved and actually create a farm-to-school program. Who wants to talk about the details of what this might involve?
Take a swipe at this one. Yes, HB 1380 is in, I think, its second House draft, been through a couple committees, and on its way, hopefully, out of the House, and as long as it passes its last committee. And it's really, there's three parts to it. It's a pretty thick bill, but the first part is really institutionalizing farm to school, and now it's in the Department of Ag. Kind of more talking about the supply procurement issues, that's why. So that's the natural house would be our Department of Agriculture, to help connect our farmers to the Department of Education. Definitely naming Department of Health and Department of Education as key partners, though, in this bill. It's going to be interesting to see how this evolves. There are some appropriations attached currently to the bill. We'll see if that can last through, because Department of Ag is very short-staffed, short on inspectors, short on a lot. But what's exciting is institutionalizing at a department level will now truly kind of create an umbrella to blanket the state. And so if HB 1380 passes, it'll be a great support to the Farm to School Month, and we can truly even celebrate this. The second part is also asking for a Hawaii version of a fresh fruit and vegetable program. While Sunset Beach is kind of really entrepreneurial spirit to self-fund their snack program, this would allocate some money to expand the USDA's version of a fresh fruit and vegetable program and requiring Hawaii-grown products to be used in that. So really worthy investment to kind of kickstart the agriculture economy also. And a third part is a farmer to food bank program, which I was just talking to some folks that have done projects like Farm to School and also the needier populations. It's kind of a hand in hand. You both need to give the man a fish and teach him how to fish for the community to really move forward and be healed and have food self-sustainability and security.
Right, and tragically, some years ago, there was one or two people who said, oh, agriculture's dead. Sugar's dead, there's no agriculture, it's dead. And I think we find now, if we go looking, we don't have to look that hard. We've got farmers markets springing up, and much of the food is grown locally. We do have diversified farmers farming small parcels, and some of them are making they're making real money. There's some bigger farmers that are making money. It's not impoverishing to become a farmer and be self-sustainable. And there's so many ways you can grow alternatively and commercially. There's many ways to do it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that the average age of farmers now is getting higher and higher, right? So we need to have that sort of second generation of, or much later, but this youth, farming and learning through the programs like Kokuka Hawaii Foundation's Laie Ele is, that farming's a viable occupation. And so, as you're saying, there are some farms that are doing relatively well. I think though, I've been, again, also doing research on other issues like farmers markets. A lot of the farms these days are coming up with new models of farming. So, there's Ma'o Farms has the youth leadership training program. Other farms are nonprofits. Other farms are healing arts kind of places. So finding ways to bridge those gaps where it's not just farming, which is really hard work, and you're toiling in obscurity, is really been I think a godsend for a lot of the newer farmers, the younger farmers, figuring out ways to make it work.
And can I just add on to that, and recognizing that need to grow this next generation of farmers, people throughout the state, including the newly formed Hawaii School Garden Hui, with representatives and networks through each of the Hawaiian counties, is working on building that pathway, getting, we're focusing right now in schools at elementary school levels, but there are other groups going K-12 and beyond into college programs, community college, university, all the way to PhD programs, and that's what it takes. And it's also not just about growing the next generation of farmers, but we see our programs as growing the next generation of healthy eaters, backyard farmers, urban gardeners.
Community leaders,
Yeah,
citizens,
community
right?
leaders
People
who
that are involved.
Yeah, who are all contributing to growing a healthier future for Hawaii, whether they're growing the food, buying the food. Everybody has to eat. So it's a great angle to take on addressing many of these issues.
Yes, thank you. There are school gardening programs throughout the state, are there not?
Yes.
Would you like to share with the audience maybe who, I know we're having a little conversation here, but there are people listening in and
Sure.
watching on TV. How would people get involved with any of these programs on each of the islands and here on Oahu?
Sure. Well, on Oahu, there are several programs, including Aina in Schools, and we have a listing of several at our website, kokuahawaiifoundation.org/Aina, A-I-N-A. There's also a newly formed or relatively young program, Grow Hawaii. It's started by the Hawaii Association of Independent Schools,
Okay.
and they're working with several of the private schools throughout the state.
Did I hear they're doing a pizza contest where they gotta grow the vegetables to make on their pizza toppings?
That was their plan, to have the students grow their pizza almost. Maybe not the wheat, but
Yeah.
everything else from tomato sauce, between the cheese and the crust, I guess.
How fun that'll be to celebrate that in October,
Yeah.
huh?
I
I'm
hope
sure.
to be
And
there
there
too.
are also other members of the school garden who are Ma'o Farms, Ho'aina o Makaha. On Kauai, there's a Kauai School Garden Network.
Okay.
There's a Maui School Garden Network and Hawaii Island School Garden Network. Nancy Redfeather at the Kohala Center has been doing great work there, and she's got over 50 of the 70 plus schools on Hawaii Island have their gardens going, and all of these coordinators have been doing a great job towards building this movement.
Outstanding. So anybody who wants to get in touch with any of those on the neighbor islands could go through the website at kokuahawaiifoundation.org/Aina.
Yeah, or Hawaii School Garden Hui.org.
Hawaii School Garden Hui.org. Okay, that would be great resources. Well, we're getting towards the end of time here. Does anybody want to have any wrap-up statements or comments or things we might have missed that you think we should be sharing? And then we'll close.
Well, I just see these programs as they're really multifaceted. They look different at every school. Food is at the heart of it. Some schools are really focusing on lunch programs, others snack, others are focusing on gardens, nutrition education, but it's all about growing healthier kids, healthier Aina, and we just encourage parents and community members to get involved with their school, whether it's through participating in the legislative process, going to the schools, volunteering, having lunch with your children and seeing what's on the menu, participating in farmers market and starting your own garden too. And even people in apartments can start a little container garden on their, on
it's
their
not so
balcony
hard,
or
right?
on even indoors.
It's
Yeah.
really rewarding to have something come out of the ground and that you've created, yeah.
Right.
Anything else, guys?
Oh,
Go ahead.
I guess I'll just echo what Kaliko said about getting involved. Having lunch with your children at school is great, but also you can get involved through the PTA or also through the school community council. That was how I sort of found my place in changing the policy at that particular school, and it's been really useful. So I encourage parents to get involved in that way, or just community members. It doesn't have to be parents only.
Fantastic. I want to thank you guys for coming today. This has been real fun. It's been informative. I hope the audience watching has enjoyed and learned and can participate. As I mentioned, this is my first show, so you guys are on the inaugural show. Hope we did okay.
Congratulations.
But again, I'm going to wrap up now with the TV. My name is Gil Riviere. I'm the representative for the North Shore. Information about this can be found at gilriviere.info. And I really look forward to speaking with you again next time. Thank you.